It sounds like the weirdest thing to say, but I'd always known that mandated vaccines were going to come into play at some point. It was almost like a download, and I'd been part of sort of activism groups trying to get word out about informed consent surrounding vaccines. And I thought I was fighting for my children's freedoms. I'd always had this sort of handmaid's tale image of later down the line, there's going to be situations where you can't access childcare if you don't have a vaccine. You can't access bank accounts if you don't have a vaccine, because they were starting to roll these things out. Certainly in Australia, way before COVID, you couldn't get your child into certain childcare facilities without a vaccine, and it had always been in the back of my mind. And as soon as COVID, I mean, I've said this on record, as soon as COVID hit, I genuinely believed that you weren't going to be able to get out of that country without a vaccine, sort of within the space of months. And so I just remember thinking, right, if we're going to be stuck somewhere, let's say you can never travel ever again without a vaccine, where do I want to be stuck? I want to be stuck somewhere hot so that if we're homeless, we don't freeze. And I want to be stuck somewhere hot so that we can forage food. Those were my basic requirements. It went back to this primal sort of drive of right, this is clearly what's happening. There's about to be a massive government overreach of mandated medicine, which is no doubt going to lead, to other things. I've been a follower of David Icke for a long time. I was aware that we were heading for this sort of digital currency for AI bullshit. And so it wasn't a leap of faith. It was almost like the COVID con pushed me. It pushed me to just take that leap and grab my kids and be like, right, fuck this, we're leaving this system once and for all.
Yeah, how scary was it though, just to completely leave that old life behind and go to a completely new place?
I was honestly running off adrenaline. I remember it wasn't until we got to Crete and I was gifted there were so many miracles that happened once I took that leap of faith. I cannot begin to tell you. But it wasn't until I was sort of 2 weeks after leaving and I was in this caravan and I was safe on this land that I realised what I'd done, and I sort of had this absolute breakdown of oh my God, what have you just done? And that's when I felt was sort of here, but it was at a later date. It honestly wasn't scary at all. They say, don't they, that in the case of accidents, mothers can lift cars off children, and it was that adrenaline surge. It was this adrenaline surge of, you will not have my kids to this day have still not had a PCR test, and they have still not worn a mask. And that is the hill I will die on, and that is the adrenaline surge that got me. You will not have my children. When I say have them, I don't mean inject them. I mean you will not have them as any part of this facade. You won't have mine.